Hi, this is Beverly. Today we're going to be making some Scandinavian reindeer. Now normally you would make them out of this craft brown paper, but for purposes of instruction today, I've colored them so that we can better see how it's woven. To begin with, we will be using 1/4-inch flat fiber to make the reindeer. For instructional purposes, I've colored each one of them differently. Now when you cut your material, it's going to be curved like this. To straighten it out and make it easier for you to use, either your finger or something round, just run your fiber over it and it'll flatten it right out, and it can be easily worked with. You'll need 5 pieces. 3 pieces at 15 inches, here it's brown, green, and red. 2 pieces at 24 inches, which is blue and yellow for our purposes. So we're going to set those aside. We're going to start with the green and the blue one. Next, I'm going to take the blue one and find where the center is approximately and lay it at a 45-degree angle across where the tail will be. Then I'm going to pick up the green one, stick it out, maybe 1.5 inches or so past the blue one to create a tail. I put a piece of masking tape on it just to hold it in place to make it a little bit easier to work with. Next, we're going to pick up the other 24-inch piece, which is a yellow one in this case, setting it on top of the green one and parallel to the blue one that we already put down. We're going to start by folding down on the reindeer's back, the blue one. All the folds are done at a 45-degree angle. We're going to fold down both sides, both on his back and on his behind, holding it in place. This is what your reindeer should look like at this point. To begin with, we're going to start with the reindeer's behind, and that requires 2 folds. I'm going to pick up the red one, which is 15 inches long, slide it in place under the green one so it sticks out somewhere around 3 inches. This is going to be one of the reindeer's legs. Next, I'm going to pick up the brown one, which is also 15 inches, laying it parallel to the red one. I'm going to weave it in to make his other legs. Get it nice and tight. We try to get as much space out of there as we can. Now we're going to finish off his behind. To finish his behind, we're going to take the yellow one and we're going to fold it down, which will make the second fold that's required in order to complete the reindeer's behind, weaving it into the other strips. And we've now completed the reindeer's behind. Next, we're going to be doing his belly and his back, and we're going to alternate back and forth to do that. As you can see, the back will take 4 folds and the belly will take 5. We're going to start with the belly. We're going to pick up the yellow one and we're going to fold it upwards, weaving it in to the other strips. Kind of pushing everything together to make sure things are nice and tight as you can get. Next, we are going to fold down the yellow one in order to begin to work on his back. Fold it down, weave it in just like you did the others, and push it into place. We're going to go back down to the belly. We're going to fold up the blue one, weave it in, and slide into place. Back up on his back, we're going to grab the red one. And that's actually going to become one of his legs. Back to the belly, grab the green, fold it up, and weave it in. Now we're going to take the last one on his back, which is the brown one, the fourth one, and we're going to fold it down, weaving it in, and that becomes his other leg. We've now completed the back with 4 folds. 2 folds on the behind, and so far we have 3 folds on the belly, so we have 2 more folds to go. Pick up the blue, fold it up, and weave it in place. And finally, we'll pick up the yellow, folding it up to complete the belly. So your reindeer should look just like this now. Two legs in the front, 2 legs in the back, and the 5 folds across the belly. The next part of him, we are going to work on his chest. That's going to require 4 folds. We're going to start with the yellow one. Again, we're going to make a bend, 45 degrees, lay it in place, weaving it in. Next, we're going to go up to the blue that's right above there. We're going to fold it over, weaving it in place like all the others. Pick up the green, and finally bend over the blue to complete his chest. This is how your reindeer should look at this point. We now have his chest complete. Now we're going to do the neck. It takes 2 folds. We're going to pick up the yellow one first, folding it up and weaving it in. Now we're going to pick up the blue one, the one that's on the bottom, fold it up, and weave it into place. Get everything nice and tight. You've now completed his neck, and you've got 2 antlers. And his neck has 2 folds. Next, we're going to do his head, which requires 2 folds. We're going to take the top blue one and we're going to fold it down, weaving it underneath the second yellow one. We're then going to take the first yellow one and fold it down across the second yellow one, just holding it in place. You've now completed his head, which required 2 folds. Next, we're going to make his muzzle. It takes 1 fold. Fold his muzzle. We need to fold the blue one up. I removed the tape so that we can work with him because we're going to be turning him over. Once we turn him over, we're going to take the blue strip and we're going to tuck it right under this weaver so it'll hold in place. I use a packer, lift it up, slide it in far enough to where you can grab it, grab a hold, and just pull it into place where it's nice and tight. Turning back over, and you now have his muzzle. Next, we're going to trim off the excess on his muzzle, then turn him over and cut off the excess on the blue tab. We're going to go ahead and trim up his legs. Trim them up so that they're even, both front and back. Then trim up his antlers the same way and give his tail a little bob. And you've now completed your Scandinavian reindeer. For any of you that would like to have a copy of the graphics that I use in this video, feel free to send me an email listed on the screen, and I'll be glad to send you an electronic file of it.